Have you ever felt that prickly surge of protective defiance? The kind that flares up like a heated board battle when outsiders are your team's unsung hero, daring to pry him away, while you cling to the belief that he's the glue holding everything together? That's the fierce guardianship gripping Penguins fans amid fresh rumors that the Columbus Blue Jackets are circling Bryan Rust, our battle-tested winger, as a potential trade target to bolster their lineup, leaving us to wonder if Pittsburgh's retooling might force a painful party with a player who's bled black and gold for over a decade. Welcome back to Penguins Insider, your steadfast sentinel for all things Pittsburgh hockey. I'm your host, standing guard over the rumors and realities with the vigilance this story demands. Today, we're fortifying the facts on Rust's stellar career, dissecting the Blue Jackets' interest, and weighing the trade scenarios that could reshape our roster, balancing loyalty to a core contributor against the strategic necessities of building for tomorrow. This isn't just trade chatter. It's a test of allegiance in an unforgiving league. Let's fortify our understanding, from the whispers to the what-ifs, and see if Rust remains a Penguin or becomes the key to unlocking our future. Let's fortify the foundation with Bryan Rust's undeniable impact, a player who's evolved from a gritty depth piece into a top-line force for the Penguins. At 33, Rust is coming off a career-best season, lighting the lamp 31 times and dishing out 34 assists for 65 points in 71 games, numbers that shatter his previous highs and underscore his value as a versatile high-motor forward. Drafted by Pittsburgh in the third round back in 2010, he's been a fixture through 3 Stanley Cup runs, 2016, 2017, contributing clutch goals and relentless energy that embody the team's identity. Remember his overtime winner in Game 7 against Washington in 2017? That's the kind of heroism that's etched him into franchise lore. Analytically, Rust's game is a coach's blueprint. A 15.5% shooting percentage last year, strong possession metrics, 52% Corsi, and a knack for drawing penalties while killing them, over 100 shorthanded minutes. Experts like Jesse Marshall from The Athletic laud his underrated playmaking, noting how he complements stars like Sidney Crosby by creating space with his speed and tenacity. For a Penguins team that's navigated cap crunches and playoff droughts, Rust's $5.125 million cap hit through 2027 to 28 is a bargain, especially without his no-move clause, which expired June 30th, opening the door to trades, but also amplifying his market appeal. Now, enter the Columbus Blue Jackets, a team hungry to accelerate their rebuild under GM Don Waddell, and suddenly Rust emerges as a prime target. According to the fourth period summer trade watch list, where Rust ranks 5th among potential movers, Columbus is among the suitors eyeing him to slot alongside young center Adam Fantilli on their top line. The logic is sound. The Blue Jackets, fresh off a dismal 27-43-12 campaign, need veteran scoring to mentor their youth movement. Think Johnny Gaudreau and Sean Monahan up front, but lacking Rust's two-way reliability. Fantilli, the 2023 third overall pick, showed flashes with 12 goals in 49 games as a rookie, but pairing him with Rust's experience could turbocharge Columbus' offense, which ranked 24th in goals per game last season. Waddell's track record in Carolina, building contenders through smart acquisitions, suggests he pursue this aggressively, especially with Columbus boasting $18 million in cap space. As the report notes, Pittsburgh in sell mode could make Rust available, but it'd demand a high price, a nod to GM Kyle Dubas' reluctance to deal core pieces unless the return jumpstarts our youth infusion. Strategically, this rumor forces Pittsburgh to confront its crossroads. Are we sellers in a gradual retool, or buyers clinging to contention around Crosby and Evgeny Malkin? Rust's unprotected status post-NMC expiration means Dubas could leverage him for assets, especially if the Penguins hover around .500 early on. Potential packages floated include Columbus sending Yegor Chinakhov, a 23-year-old restricted free agent with upside, 16 goals, 19 assists last season, who's shown sniper potential but needs a change of scenery. Chinakhov could inject youth into our middle six. Fitting Dubas' analytics-driven eye for high-shot volume wingers, Chinakhov averaged 2.5 shots per game. Add a first-round pick, perhaps 2026 to preserve Columbus' 2025 slot, and a prospect like Luca Pinelli, the 2023 second-rounder, who's torn up the OHL with 48 goals in 68 games for Ottawa. It's a haul that aligns with Dubas' vision. Chinnikov has immediate depth, the pick for future drafts, and Pinelli has a high-ceiling forward to develop alongside Braden Yeager. League insiders like Elliot Friedman on 32 Thoughts podcast have echoed this, suggesting Rust's value is peaking. Teams like Columbus see him as a win-now ad without breaking the bank. For Pittsburgh, it's a calculated risk. Trading Rust frees $5 million in cap, enabling pursuits like extending Drew O'Connor or bolstering defense. But guts are scoring depth, where Rust's 0.92 points per game ranks second on the team. Delving deeper into the emotional layers, Rust isn't just stats. He's the embodiment of Penguins' resilience. From his Michigan roots to overcoming early AHL stints, he's the everyman hero who stepped up when stars like Malkin were sidelined, potting 24 goals in 55 games during the injury-plagued 2021-22 season. Fans remember his hat trick against the Islanders in 2020, a spark in dark times. Trading him to a divisional rival like Columbus? That's a gut punch, evoking memories of deals like Phil Kessel to Arizona, necessary but bittersweet. Yet from Columbus' perspective, it's a no-brainer. Rust's contract, 3 years at $5.25 million, is team-friendly, and his playoff pedigree, 38 points in 77 games, could propel them toward wild-card contention in a wide-open Metropolitan Division. Waddell might sweeten the pot with protected first-rounder, but Dubas would counter for more, perhaps including a conditional pick based on Rust's performance. Compare this to recent trades like Colorado acquiring Casey Middlestat for depth and picks. It's about balancing present pain with future gain. If executed, Rust could thrive in Columbus, mentoring Fantilli while chasing a fourth cup ring, but Pittsburgh risks fan backlash if the return underperforms. Analytically, let's armor up with the numbers that make Rust a hot commodity. His expected goals share xGF percent sat at 53% last season, indicating he drives offense even in tough matchups, and his 2.1 point per 60 minutes at even strength outpaces many peers. For Columbus, whose power play sputtered at 15% Rust net front presence, he scored 10 power play goals, could elevate it. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, would need to redistribute his 18-30 average ice time, perhaps elevating Michael Bunting or Riley Smith, but neither matches Rust's finishing touch. Scouts from Puckpedia project his trade value at a first-rounder plus a B-level prospect, aligning with the Chinnikov-Pinelli framework. Risks abound. Rust's age means potential regression, and Columbus' rebuild might not yield immediate success. But for Pittsburgh, holding on to him preserves chemistry with Crosby. They combined for 25 goals last year. Dubas' history, flipping assets in Toronto for youth, suggests he'd pull the trigger if the offer accelerates our timeline, especially with prospects like Owen Pickering knocking on the door. As we reinforce the bigger picture, this Rust rumor encapsulates the Penguins' delicate dance, honoring a veteran's contributions while pivoting toward sustainability. If traded, he'd leave a legacy of 179 goals and 199 assists in 632 games, a testament to perseverance. Yet, retaining him signals faith in a bounce-back season, potentially quieting trade and noise around bigger names like Malkin. With opening night looming on October 8th against the Rangers, these whispers add urgency. A hot start could solidify Rust's spot, while stumbles might force Dubas' hand. In the end, it's a reminder that loyalty in hockey is a fortress, but sometimes strategic breaches build stronger walls for the long haul. If this vigilant breakdown of the Bryan Rust trade buzz has stoked that protective fire in you, standing firm for our black and gold warriors, fortify it with a like to defend the roster we love. Let's barricade the comments with your steadfast strategies. Would you trade Rust for Chinnikov and picks, or is he untouchable? Build your battle plans below, and subscribe to stand guard over every Penguins plot twist. Until the next skirmish, keep the defiance alive.